Hello, welcome to Double K Home Projects. Today I'm going to be making a headstone arrangement, saddle arrangement. For many years my mother did this for all of our family members, and this will be my first time doing it. My mother passed away last year, and my sisters and I have taken turns making the arrangement for her tombstone. So I'm going to start today with just the base of it. I have a bunch of basically silk fern leaves, and I'm going to start putting them around the edges, the longest ones on the ends, smaller ones on the sides, and then I'll build up from there with other silk flowers. They don't always go in well. There we go. As best as I can. Some people glue these in. I'm not, because one thing, I want to be able to adjust them and see what I like best. I might afterwards glue everything in, but most of the time I know with other family members we found that it does stay fairly well just by pushing it in. I'm putting them apart about the width of one of the leaves. I'm just working side to side to try to make them as level and even as possible. I put the longest ones on the end, and then the shorter ones on the side. I actually have 3 sizes, so I want to use the smallest size now. See if that looks okay. Sorry about that. Yeah. I really don't like that. I'll go back to the medium size. Like I say, this is a learning project for me. As I say, I watched my mother do this for many, many, many years. So I'm just going off of what she used to do. One last one. And that gives me a good base. I'm going to sort of bend them downward so that they will sort of drape over the edge of the stone as a base. Now the next thing I want to do is add some longer flowers. I'm going with some more of the pinks and whites for this arrangement. My mother liked all kinds of flowers, all different colors. So I chose some of these dogwoods because I know that was one of her favorite flowers. And I'm just going to clip off a couple of long ones and put on each end to let it sort of drape over. And let me cut the others. My mother always said, just give it a good try, see what happens. So that's what I'm doing. Got the pink ones, now I'll do, and I want the white ones the same length. So I'm going to judge approximately. set the pink to one side and the white. There we go. All right, I've got these cut now, and I'm going to just start layering them on top. Pretty much you work from the bottom up and from longer stems to a little bit shorter stems. And I'm just alternating the pink and the white. And another white there, and another pink. There, get in there. And then again at the other end. Get these turned the way I like them. And then I'll put some shorter stems. I'll cut some down and put shorter stems towards the front and back and sides, I meant. Save those small ones, I can use them elsewhere. And this is a pink, so I want to do a white here. Getting little ones coming off. Doesn't have to be uniform because flowers in nature are not exactly uniform. God makes them perfectly imperfect, just like we are, which is a good thing. There it is. Another pink and another white. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Making sure that I have them. This one could move over just a touch. Another white. I have some other flowers laying around here that were from past arrangements. We try to reuse when we can because flowers are expensive. So they usually, most of the time, they'll fade some in the sunlight. Now my mother had this neat little way she used to literally, when she was done with an arrangement, she would spray it with good old Aquanet. This is hers, and that's all she used it for, was to spray her arrangements. So I have it now, and my sisters too, of course. But I think that's enough for that row. Now I want to put a little greenery between, and I have some other kinds of greenery, and then I'll start some other flowers. So it's always good to layer different kinds of flowers and greenery together to make it look really pretty. And I'm going to start just putting a little greenery in. Next layer up. In fact, there's too much there. Don't need quite that much. And I'll do this at this end. I'm just trying to work back and forth for the ends and then the sides so that it's uniform. That way when you look at it from the front or the back, it looks close to the same. Maybe not exactly, but close. Now I think it's time to go to another flower. Let's go for some of these. And we'll put these around, and then I'll put some pink. I'm trying to keep things sort of put together here so that I don't have things everywhere. I like to keep things organized. Makes life easier. Like I said, I tried to find a bunch of pink and white and light purple, or lavender as they call it, flowers that look spring-like. I thought that would be pretty for this spring, summer saddle. My goal is we'll do this now, and then either summertime or definitely fall, we'll make another one. Either myself or one of my sisters. We'll make another one that will be a fall looking saddle. These are little lilies of the valley. And I thought dogwoods, lilies of the valley. There's a few peonies that I have. My mother loved her peonies. She had a bunch of them in her garden. So I tried to choose silk flowers that were things that I knew she liked, just to represent her. My mother, along with loving her flowers, she loved her grandbabies. She had 8 grandchildren, and she has currently 10 great-grandchildren. And she loved having them at her home, and she loved doing things with them. She would take them, of course, to McDonald's, you know, and get them McDonald's, or she'll get them ice cream. And that was something that was just, she loved children. She even actually taught preschool for 12 or 14 years. And she never went to school for it. She just had a high school diploma. But she was so good at it that the folks at the preschool just loved her to death. She was the mother of 5, so she sort of learned on her own about helping to teach preschoolers. And she just was thought very highly of by everyone. Oh, that one needs to go up here. Let's see, that one's shorter, and that's the tallest. So it needs to be out a bit more. sort of wanting it to go at an angle like this. Now I'll add some of these. Yep. Okay, now I'll just start filling in these different ones around. Put some greenery in a little while. Yeah, I like that better there. Don't need a price tag on it. This could go here. That one doesn't, but I set up. That's okay. Let me look. Okay, that's what I wanted to see is where my holes were. Now I think I've got pretty well the top. Now I need to fill this in the between, sort of in the middle. I don't know if I can get it in there. That's too long. Need to cut that one off. Has some slight little touches of yellow, but not much. But it gives it a little variety. Turn it around and look at it that way and just sort of see what it might need. I also have a couple of light up things that I need to put decorations on. One says Mom with a cross, and the other is a cross with a heart. And then we also have this little hanging basket that hangs on a shepherd's hook by her grave that I'm going to also put some of these flowers in. I might actually take some of the pinks and purples and put in there, replace them with a little bit of the white, and put them in those because I've got the basket and that to do. I have just a touch too much color. One more up high. Sort of bending them around a little more too, because I've got it quite full, but I want to be able to see a little more like this. It needs to be bent down a little more. Let's look at it. I think this might be done. I need to, next I've got, like I say, I've got this basket to do, and I have got these crosses to do, but this is, this was my first attempt. I think that looks good. Please let me know what your thoughts are. I do ask that you like, subscribe, and share this video. Have a blessed day.